Obviously, I don't think it'd be going around the lake with the boom up, but yeah, it would be in a retracted position. But yeah. Hi guys, Dave the Train Guy from The Hobby Man by Hearns. Today, we're going to do another one of Bachmann's latest releases, and this is, he recently just hit our stores probably about 2 weeks ago, and we are going to be doing the Ramsons and Rapier 45-ton steam crane. How's that? It's probably the biggest thing I've probably reviewed here, or unboxed. Hello. Yeah, this is rather impressive sort of a model. But anyway, we'll do the unboxing. Now, just a brief history on it, and I'm reading it off the box behind you. They were built just prior to World War II, and they were ordered by the British government, so I don't think they were actually ordered by any one particular railway operator, but obviously they foresee the war was about to begin, and they needed some heavy lift equipment if they had some major derailments or accidents, and I'm assuming they probably thought that the railway yards were going to be bombed and there's going to be a lot of cleaning up to do. But anyway, the design was based on a Southern Railways 36-ton crane, but obviously this is a 45-ton crane. They were delivered in 1940, and most of the railway companies had them allocated. So it looks like in 1942, the War Department actually sent two to Iran, which is now Persia, and I would say they were probably used on docks for heavy lifting of goods off ships onto the land, probably because they didn't have heavy lift cranes at the docks at the time. And I think during the war they managed to survive the war. They didn't get destroyed, and I think after the war they were obviously allocated to the various railway companies before nationalisation. So I think 4 went to Great Western Railways, and they survived until about 1963. I think London North Eastern Railway, LNER, were allocated 2. And I think they've even survived into preservation. So it's a rather impressive looking sort of a model. This would look really good in a siding, or it could obviously be perfectly operational behind a breakdown train. But anyway, we'll do the unboxing. Looks quite impressive even in the box. Anyway, the unboxing. What you get. I'll just be very careful here because it's quite delicate. Yeah, there we go. But we'll set it up in a minute. But first things first, we'll just go through the manual. And it's quite extensive, and it's actually rather interesting what they give you. Alright, you get multiple bits and pieces, things like link couplings, air hoses or vacuum hoses. And this gets even more interesting. You actually get a spreader beam. Not that I know a whole lot about cranes, but obviously I would say that's to carry the load if you're lifting something like a tipped over wagon. And the burning question everyone's probably going to have, can you actually use it like a crane? Yeah, you can. It actually has a bit of functional play value. If you were to set it up in a cameo scene in a yard, and you get this little dial, which I'll find in a minute, but it's a little dial that will insert into these little receptacles here, and they have covers, so it's not like a gawky looking toy-like thing. It's actually a proper model, but you can adjust the settings of the boom and the jig, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And it does elaborate on how you can up and lower the hook, up and down, or the jib. I hope I got my terminology correct. And it even has outriggers, so you can obviously put it in a realistic pose, being operationally used. Yeah. And the other thing you do get, which we'll have a look at in a minute, is you get some brass etchings. So operational instructions, what it can't, limitations, and obviously the builder's name. Yeah. And of course they give you instructions in case you actually were to get it tangled up and you needed to rethread the cabling. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get that onto the track. Being very careful here. You get a couple of little, I suppose you call them jib wagons. Where are we? They're small but really detailed. A lot of added on detail. Yeah, just all these little bits here. Handbrakes, yeah, they were plonked on the trap. Hopefully I'll get this in the right order. Again, it's the same as the first one. Slightly longer four-wheeler. To me it looks like you get a whole lot of probably toolboxes, I'd imagine. Again, buffers, so this would probably be mounted about on the outside, I guess. And now for the finale. Yeah, this does really look the part. Now just get that into focus. Yeah, so that's obviously, yeah, it really does represent, you know, the heavy base of the thing. Would have had a fixed underframe, pretty much like a steam locomotive tender. But you've got these nice steam pistons right here. They are all separately applied. And it looks like there's a bit of you can move those. Crane itself's all nicely detailed. The all-important hook. And you got all these pulleys as well. Yeah. Now, I believe there's a few things that is also very functional in the sense that the cab roof would be up when it was in use, and there's various covers here that you can move around just for the guys that would have been operating it. I guess they would have had a stoker for because it was steam powered, and you can see just the side of a little firebox. I don't know if you can see it, but it is actually detailed, and they've actually gone to the effort of, and rightfully so, they've done the pipe work in there. So I don't know if the camera's picking that up. But yeah, it does look impressive. Yeah, so there it is in its entirety now. I think that's the correct format. So you have this larger four-wheeler wagon here. And these two little jib wagons, I suppose that's what you call them, would be here. And hopefully we get a pan shot of that. Yeah. Well, that's really an impressive piece. So it would really look good on a layout. Like I said, it would look good in a siding or in a cameo scene. So you could have a wagon on its side, or it's lifting some beams. Obviously, I don't think you'd be going around the light with the boom up, but yeah, it would be, you know, retracted position. But yeah. So there you go. We've got that in both stores at the moment, at Hearns and Flinders Street, and the Hobby Man at Narre Warren. So if you're interested, you can either buy it in store or order it online. So yeah, if you're interested, and just remember, any order over $100 is postage free throughout Australia. So I think you'd qualify for that with the purchase this model. But anyway, until next time, it's Dave from Hearns Hobbies, signing off. Okay, until next time. Cheers. Bye.